6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister performed a groundbreaking of 3 special economic zones in Lahore today. Pakistan has signed a framework agreement with Azerbaijan for procurement of LNG on flexible terms. President has emphasized for fostering trade and economic ties between Pakistan and Ethiopia. Chinese Charge d'Affaires says 14 power projects with cumulated capacity of 8,000 megawatt under CPAC have been operationalized. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian government is planning to reserve 3 more seats for Hindu migrants in Legislative Assembly. Organization of Islamic Cooperation has suspended status of special envoy of Sweden to the organization. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif performed a groundbreaking of 3 industrial zones in Lahore and Sheikhupura today. Amber Special Economic Zone, Sundar Green Special Economic Zone and Smart Special Economic Zone are being built in Lahore and Sheikhupura. Addressing the launching ceremony in Lahore today, the Prime Minister stressed for the utilization of alternative energy by the industrial sector to make exports competitive in the international market. He said owing to surging oil prices, the only option is to exploit the potential of solar, wind and hydro energy for the cost effectiveness of local products. The Prime Minister said the issue of circular debt is required to be addressed on a war footing basis, which is swelling due to line and transmission losses as well as power theft. He appreciated the private sector for chalking out a plan to establish the 3 special economic zones and assured all-out support from the federal and Punjab governments. Pakistan has signed a framework agreement with Azerbaijan for LNG procurement on flexible terms. The agreement signed between Pakistan LNG Limited and Azeri company Sokar in Lahore today was witnessed by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said the life of this agreement is 1 year, which is extendable by 1 year. He said under the agreement, Azerbaijan will offer 1 cargo of LNG each month and it will be up to Pakistan to either accept the cargo or not. He further said there will be no financial penalty if Pakistan does not accept the cargo. The Prime Minister termed the agreement as a major milestone in the fraternal relations between Pakistan and Azerbaijan. President Dr. Arif Alvi has stressed the need for fostering trade and economic linkages with Ethiopia by enhancing interactions between the 2 countries' business communities. Talking to Pakistan's ambassador-designate to Ethiopia, Mia Atif Sharif, in Islamabad today, he urged the work towards increasing trade volume with Ethiopia by reaching out to their business persons for the import of Pakistani products. The president said the bilateral relations between the 2 countries needed to be further cemented by taking out mutual trade volume to its fullest potential. Ambassador of Iran to Pakistan Raza Amiri Moqaddam called on Finance Minister Ishaq Dar in Islamabad today. The Finance Minister felicitated Raza Amiri on assuming charge of ambassador in Pakistan. During the meeting, they discussed ways to enhance bilateral relations in various fields, especially trade and economy, to achieve optimum trade potential through barter trade and opening of more border markets. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Mariam Aurangzeb today launched the registration process for the Working Journalists Health Insurance Scheme. Speaking at an event in Islamabad, she said an online registration form is available on the websites of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and the Press Information Department. She said the process of registration is very transparent and there is no restriction of the sort that only members of the press clubs can apply. She asked the working journalists to start filling the form from today, saying Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will formally launch the health insurance scheme for journalists on the 7th of next month. Acting Chairman of the National Disaster Management Authority, Brigadier Nekna Mohammad Beg, has instructed relevant departments to prepare contingency plans and implement early warning systems in hazard-prone areas. Presiding over a special session of National Emergency Operations Center in Islamabad today, he stressed the need of proactive measures to mitigate disaster impact and called for tangible actions before disaster strikes. DGPMD briefed the meeting on rainfall data in last 24 hours and upcoming monsoon spell. This is Radio Pakistan. A two-day international conference on Decade of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and Belt and Road Initiative from Vision to Reality continues in Islamabad to explore opportunities for enhanced cooperation and inclusive growth in the subsequent phase of CPAC. Speaking on the occasion, Chinese Charge d'Affaires to Pakistan, Ms. Pang Chonxie, said the CPAC has witnessed continued expansion of cooperation between Pakistan and China. She said Gwadar has made tremendous progress under the CPAC and port now has achieved full operational capacity. She said the new Gwadar International Airport, desalination plant and Pakistan-China Friendship Hospital will be completed one after another this year. She further said 14 power projects under the CPAC have been put into commercial operation with a cumulative capacity of 8,000 megawatts. Commander of U.S. Central Command Central Michael Eric Kurilla has appreciated Pakistan's continued efforts for bringing peace and stability in the region. He made the remarks during a meeting with Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir in Rawalpindi today. The U.S. commander was also appreciative of Pakistan Army's successes in fight against terrorism. In another step towards demographic change in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Modi-led Indian government is planning to amend the so-called Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019 to reserve 3 more seats for Kashmiri Hindu migrants in the territory's legislative assembly. According to Kashmir Media Service, 2 seats will be reserved for those Pandits who migrated from the valley and 1 for those who left Azad Jammu and Kashmir at the time of partition and settled in different parts of the occupied territory. Meanwhile, Indian troops, in their unabated state of terrorism, martyred 10 Kashmiris and arrested over 100, including Hurriyat activists, in the past 2 weeks in different areas of the territory. After Babri Masjid, Hindu fanatics have marked another centuries-old Gyanwapi Mosque for possible demolition on the lame excuses that it was built on the site of a temple. The mosque was constructed by the Mughal Empire in Varanasi in 1669. A U.S. nuclear-powered submarine arrived in South Korea today on unspecified operational mission. The USS Annapolis entered a naval base in southern island of Jeju. The 2 countries' navies plan to strengthen the combined defense posture and conduct exchange activities to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the airlines. Organization of Islamic Cooperation has suspended status of Special Envoy of Sweden to the organization. In a statement, the General Secretariat of OIC said government of Sweden has been informed about the decision. Earlier, member countries had demanded suspension of Sweden's special status in OIC over recurrence of incidents of desecration of Holy Quran in Stockholm. The United Arab Emirates has pledged $100 million to support development projects in the countries affected by irregular immigration. The announcement was made by UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan at an international conference in Rome. In Indonesia, 15 people were drowned after a boat capsized off the island of Sulawesi today. The ill-fated boat was carrying 48 people from one village to another in central Bhutan. In the opening day of second test against Sri Lanka at Colombo, Pakistan in their first innings were 145 runs for the loss of 2 wickets at stumps today. Earlier, Sri Lanka in their first innings were all out for 166. Pakistan lead the 2-match series by 1-0. And finally, the weather. More rain, wind, thunder shower is expected at scattered places in Islamabad, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Sindh, Balochistan, South Kashmir, and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 12 hours. Heavy falls are also likely to occur in South Punjab, Northeast, and South Balochistan and Sindh during the period. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk. And also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio, Pakistan News Official.